sunny side up awake, cried and I stretch my prayers right up beside the sky, and that's the God cream without the suit. But don't get it twisted up, he's still supreme to you. Bow Heights in the big city, where we launched from, living in a skin placed under the gun, but on a straight path, never a detour, surviving in life's pain. That's what we for, taking a knee for, synergy reset. Check out the energy we get. The 3-man plan help you come out change forever better. Mute the noise like a silencer, making a pistol hiss. See the blessings giving you a way to take a crisis in midlife, turn it to a chrysalis. As we got older, we talk healthier. Loud attitude, crave to be stealthier. We cooked up an oath, putting an emphasis on growth with a friendship that won't budge. Every now and then out of place, we get nudged, but we day one fitted, so we stay a day with it. Most won't get it, trying to live out their dreams without someone adding a nightmare and owning a right pair to walk away from it. It's not fairly easy, so some do plummet. Gotta learn to evolve outside the lines. That's how I do it with mine. Tiger eyes under the eyelids at every single view is what I'm teaching my kids. Skip around the queue, no longer waiting for plates. We used to starve, so we allowed to bite off more than we could chew. Hey yo, Preem, what you gonna do?
That verse was the calm. Now here's the storm. That verse was the calm. Now here's the storm. That verse was the calm. Now here's the storm.
Well, that's true. God's work to live amongst hurt, but stay planted in faith in straight form. It's a norm to have storms take position in skies, where uneasy waters indigenous to lies. But behold, there's gold tucked beneath the surface, raised to be on point, but now we on purpose, convert into a seed when rainy days come to leave lessons to learn from. No need to grieve for the death of the old you, the ushers in change. Give birth to better versions for you to claim. The best weight loss is losing the opinion of others with a cross to nail to you for sinning. They throw stones so that your towel gets thrown in, but you let them see you will forever be sown in to debate if love has more stamina than hate. It's showing them what we should choose to forsake, but knowledge isn't here to work on behalf of ego. Stormy weather moves through emotions of the people, and if they don't find a trace of what they feel in your face, they treat you like your actions aren't legal, but a cliff will never walk towards you for the fall. So plant firmly in where your knee goes to crawl, cause how you rebel brings the devil to the pie. So speak divine of God theory with no need to be high.
I speak divine of God theories. I speak divine of God theories, no need to be high.
Well, that's true. Ghey the Dove, a.k.a. Dave.
Sound like grade school, like the bangers and jellies.
Hey yo, patty cake, bake this man. Bake me a cake as fast as you can. Throw it in the oven for my baby and me, so we can feed the mind of a child who can't see, who ain't got vision but he rock Louis shades. He ain't paying dues, he rather get paid. Patty cake, bake it, man. Before you draw the line with an eighth of a gram now, Jimmy crack corn, that's patty cakes do. They share an apartment, never no food. Nobody works but they got cigarettes though. Dirty habits, dust bunnies, biggest rabbits, and the doorbell don't ring. The stench at the door had the postman running out of mails on the floor. Patty cake, come on, bake us a dream, so we can share slice with the folks upstream who don't have a battle. Nobody swings when your spirit is broken. The next goes the limbs. The hems don't hum cause Nan is 38 and she don't give a damn cause a man is 28 and he got them things to make her feel protected, cause neglecting your soul's like taking the best off. The best of them had a whole lot to live for. The rest wish the best were alive. So patty cake, bake us, man. Bake us some hope as fast as you can. Put it in the oven for my piece of meat, so we can get the bonus, feeding the homeless. An SOS for your brother, like Jonas. Erroneous behavior, seek your savior. Economics got a sad beg my neighbor. I'm willing to help, even when it ain't felt.
Hey yo, patty cake, bake this man. Bake up a cake as fast as you can. Nothing gourmet, but make sure they ain't dry, cause people stay searching for their piece of the pie that belongs to them. I help them understand there's a chef and an oven here to cook up a plan. Come on, patty cake, bake up a few and be aware most want to add a cake to each food, which leads to greed, guaranteed gluttony. Big mama saying they was stiff now suddenly. Village don't wanna raise nothing for the kids. Judge playing eBay and handing out bids. While on the corner sits little Jack on the job, man ain't looking out, so he's now the lookout for the corner boys, cause little boy Blue's on patrol with his crew to see who has the hook out. But no hooks to sing, cause no one's tattling. Corner boys see notes, keep the girls paddling. First comes love, then comes baby, then comes marriage, maybe followed by the split. The kid told daddy ain't no need to mention redemption can't fit, and all the Kingsmen couldn't put them back together, cause they all for one thing, to be the new king. So patty cake, help us man. Elders eating dog food from out for the king. Classically trained and accept the pain, but we stay so calm. It's all in God's palm. Intoxicated with afterlife, but I've learned I need sobriety upon my return. A woman who loves me, a child who reflected, and ask some cash to help perfect it. Patty cake, make this man. 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 Patty cake, make this man.
Well, you remember that conversation we had about Jay's beats and there's certain shit that shouldn't have came off the beat tape? You know what I mean? Like, he wouldn't have put that out, you know what I'm saying? Or it wasn't the best from that side of it. I don't know, it just don't connect a certain way. It just sounded like supporting a sinking ship, you know what I mean? Like, no, nothing's wrong here. Like, nigga, the shit is sinking and the sharks are eating people. No, you're seeing an illusion. Trust me.
Hey yo, cabin in the sky, what we see in the dream. When we wake, never can we see what it means. A picture stands alongside of my memory to help honor those I lost, not to hinder me, but still in disbelief. Lost my brother Dave, but what keeps me safe from the grief is to stay rooted in. If the wind gets severe, every line in the song holds love in the tears. We all hope to climb, and on an acre or two, up in that heavenly blue, where there's no red old or urban life sold in the clouds. Gentrification in the realm ain't allowed. Thought that soon become the tiniest when around my pops, who's blessed to celebrate his 90th, standing thankful for life. I wonder if he thinks about the loved ones who paid a different price, which in comparison shows the extent of what my brother got to see to live a life so dense. Thought we had forever to do more together, and all that we painted can't ever be rinsed. True connections can never be severed, defined in friendship, storms that got weathered. The mule and the 40-old don't seem greener than the acres in the promised land from the Redeemer. And yeah, understand that my tears can't stop me from seeing those cabins in the sky. We waiting to get a view of all the faces we love that slipped away. It makes me wonder when it's over, will I get a cabin in the sky? And how will my family deal with it all when they watch me slip away? Melodies of one are shared, celebrating them cabins in the sky. Never a dry eye when you go searching for the ones that slip away. Those ascended from the timeline early when you reach that cabin in the sky. And know that you will be churched by those who heard you slipped away. Understand that the tears stop me from seeing them cabins in the sky. Like we try seeing in the dream. When we wake, never can we see what it means. Just trying to receive our daily bread together. No one's the king, we all led together. Seems these days we manage like mismanage money instead of staying but wed forever to life. Those who touch your heart can no longer be touched. So you miss them so much that it feels like blessings arrive on time, but hardships always arrive earlier. But I became earlier to know heartache deserves a good morning, so my attitude is gratitude when the sun comes yawning. And we'll stay looking above and pray. We exit from a launch pad of love. And hey, let us rejoice and let your voice travel to them cabins in the sky, so they may reach the ones who we love that had to slip away. It makes me wonder when it's over, will I get my cabin in the sky? And how will my family deal with it all when they watch me slip away? Melodies of wonder are shared, celebrating them cabins in the sky. Never a dry when you go searching for the ones that slipped away. Those who ascended the timeline early, man, you reach that cabin in the sky. And know that you will be cherished by those who heard you slip away.
Hello, beautiful people. You know, for the people really going through this demonic agenda, this demonic program, this evil, satanic, cultic behavior, I just hope you're having the most blessed day ever. I hope your God is blessing you. I hope your family, I hope you yourself is just doing fantastic. I just hope you're living a beautiful life despite what trials and tribulations that you see. I pray that you can continue to evolve, continue to grow despite your harassment, and just live love and let life be life. For all the perps that's watching, all the witches, all the warlocks who live around me, you know, all the people making my misery a living, you know, my life a misery or miserable hell. For you devils praying on my downfall. For you people wishing me death and wanting me sickness and suffering, pain, and agony. Keep at it. You guys truly show me what real evil is, and even now I'm learning to pray against you people. And I hope that none of your spells and curses in the name of God, in the name of Lord Jesus Christ, that none of your spells or programs have any effect on me or any of the other people going through the same exact thing. You know, I just hope that God can really shield me from you people claiming to be godly people. You know, a lot of church groups, a lot of church girls be participating in your harassment, praying. You know, isn't that crazy? You know, that's what took me so long to actually want to even believe. Because you got these church goers and these people who swear they're doing God's good work, doing the most vile shit to people. No, I really didn't want to believe it. That's why I don't get on here trying to be what they call them lukewarm or whatever. No, I'm being honest. You know, I went my whole life kind of thinking this world was hell. Yep. But God revealed to me life was lifing because like many of these demons who participate in your harassment, I accepted my sins and the negative parts about myself, and I didn't repent and want to ask for forgiveness for the things I've experienced. But you know, that's behind me now. I need you to understand that is very behind me, and even recently, I'm still struggling with certain things. You know, it doesn't help that I'm under heavy spell attacks, you know, for the people who live around me. Shout out to you again. Y'all truly showed me how this is a battle about, you know, battle for souls, really. A battle for corruption, beings and entities, you know, before I even came down. It's like God told me, you're going to deal with all type of corruption trying to take your life from you. I mean, as soon as I came out the womb, y'all knew what to do with me. Watching ever since. And now since society's fallen, just like many others going through this type of torment, y'all been increasing the harassment by tenfold. You know, you get a lot of flying monkeys, a lot of people who don't know what's really going, participating in a harassment nowadays. You know, it's almost like a two birds with one stone kind of thing. You know, even if they can't get us, you know, of course they're going to grab all the gang stalkers, all the harassers, all the people unknowingly participating in spells and curses, you know, gossiping and slandering. For above spells and curses, people. Time to wake up, humanity.
Time to realize that the beast system has been here. You got people doing all type of things for $1. Shout out to Food God Nature Herbs. I remember I heard this dude say one time, he was like, a lot of these people are like animals. Real stuff, real stuff. Really, a lot of these people, a lot of these let me say that, a lot of these gang stalkers have an animalistic mindset. They're trying to eat. They're hungry for the money. They're willing to do anything. They're willing to destroy, use, abuse, torture as long as they can get that money to get whatever they want in this life. They're doing a lot of evil shit to get ahead in this life. I've been working honestly down there my whole life. And I still don't find a problem with how I've been doing it. I know if I really want, to live that lavish lifestyle, pretty much get on a higher level to where I have to deal with gang stalking is just, I really don't care for it, Everything that you do in this world, you're going to be doing the same thing if you had money, just with a little bit more money. Maybe you got some more food. Maybe you get a little bit more of a JJ. You get a little bit more attention and validation from others. At the end of the day, you're going to be doing the same thing that you're doing now if you was to get money. And I'm not saying, by all means, go out, party, live your life. Do what you got to do to survive. If you want to change, if you want to build generational wealth, you do that. That's your job. You make it your job. I'm just being honest. I understand this whole world is designed by Satan. Something about that irritates me, man. Sometimes it's just like, even my own likes, being a gamer, I even, and I see it in gaming, bro. I see the symbolism. I see the devil horns everywhere. I see the demon, the sigils and the spell works inside games. It's just Satan, man. Sometimes you just gotta give a round of applause to this dude, because he really just mentally abused the shit out of everybody. Even people think who they on the right side of things when it comes to this demonic program. Really, they're the worst. They're the biggest victims. People participating in your harassment targeted individual, they are the biggest victims. Next victim. What's his name? It just popped in my head. God dang it. Guys, he makes GTA videos. It's funny as hell, dude. And next victim. They're really victims if you think about it. And I think a couple of people said the same thing, how a lot of these people are really the targets themselves, bro. And that's the truth, bro. These people have the power to control whole communities, whole cities to target Pacific people. And a lot of these bots really be feeling like, oh, we're doing something great. Really, you just giving up your soul easy, bro. You're not even fighting. You're too stupid to look at, use your discernment. I know I'm learning. I can't talk down to those people. My bad. I know. But it's just like, man, it's really simple. It's just, Satan's world, Satan's kingdom, the kingdom of darkness. This Babylonian system is just, it's in full fledged, and you can tell even now it's about to crumble. Targeted individual, this you on the front lines right now. That's why that's why your harassment is out of this world. That's why you're waking up seeing the same color synchronicities. You're seeing the same games, the same faces, the same people. Look at their behavior. They can hide behind laughter and indirection. But some of these people can't even exist without you being in their life. It's almost like we're the people love to hate, bro. Like they be ready to get next to you to let you know how they feel, or like they just. That's why, like, the people who participate in your harassment, they're like the perfect narcissist. They're the perfect, like, just asshole, dude. Like, enough about that though. Sorry, I'm having a little cheat meal right now. Cinnamon Pop Tarts are freaking goated, no matter how many years have passed. And as long as you're not eating them every day, that's cool. But once in a blue moon, oh my goodness, bro, it's crazy how cinnamon Pop Tarts, especially when you warm them up, have never changed in taste, in quality, and sheer pure succulent sweetness. You know, I can't explain the taste. It's just mm, magnificent. All right, let me stop goofing around. My bad. Y'all here for information and knowledge. Mm, I'm gonna swallow it down. The words of chocolate I'm eating. Mm, now that is good. You know, T.I., you really just gotta sit back and relax and just watch the show. You know, you got to understand people who's on a high level, who's getting harassed by whole communities. Understand, you know, to watch your life like a movie. You know, you're their little plaything. You're the thing they can, you know, have control over your life. You know, it's just, you know, real narcissists and wanting to control everything and everyone. When you find this yourself in this program, it's, you know, when your misery occurs, when you start to give up and neglect certain aspects of yourself, they sit back and are like, yeah, we did that. You know, we have the control. Yeah, he's like that because of us. You need to understand the ones who really participate, bro, is the ones who really know what the fuck is going on. And these people are batshit crazy, insane, and super villainous. And there's a lot of them nowadays. There's pretty much whole communities nowadays. You know, you can no longer, we used to look at the politicians and the rich and yeah, they're evil pieces of crap, but honestly, there's a lot of evil people in your community and you'll never know. I think majority of humanity just don't even care because they're too, own life problems. You can't blame those people, bills and trying to provide with their family. You can't really fault them. People who can really see how corrupt this world is understand. You're here to fight, my friend. You realize life isn't just lifing anymore. It's we in spiritual battle. We we on the front lines fighting real demons. We fighting corrupt people who want to wake up every day, synchronize with you, break in your room, cut holes in your shows and your TV shows. You get some, like in my case, I'll never again buy must number 9 for niggas to douse with alcohol when I leave it in the crib one time. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Your boy really dealing with hateful behavior from people, and all y'all show me is how the hate was always within y'all. Y'all want me, I know for the perps watching, I know how I'm living, and that's kind of saying something, I'm miserable in this and that, I wouldn't really say I'm miserable. Just more so lack of caring about certain things and also a little test here and there. Sometimes you got to test the program and see what it's all about. And really people they relish in your destruction and your suffering and in your pain. And you got to realize that, T.I., you know, I know there's TIs out there who used to think like how I used to think, and I ain't gonna do shit. Everybody hate me. Everybody do this. Everybody do that. Then fuck it. I'm gonna do whatever I do. I'm gonna lower myself. Start smelling funny, all type of shit. No, you gotta understand, bro. Even when you get to that mindset, that's them. Oh, look, we made him do. You remember what I said earlier about the whole? Yeah, we created him. That's all it is, man. Understand? These are very controlling, sadistic people. So that's why the best reaction is growth. The best response to these devils is to evolve, you know? And it's very hard to do so because they control the finances and they control your environment, your people. You try to have a smile on your face and start talking to folks and get out your little shell, or your shy bubble is what these demons want to call it sometimes. You start talking and they start acting like goof troops, start coughing and rubbing their ear and scratching their eye like they just automatically developed allergy as soon as I stepped into the vicinity, right? Yeah. You know, you start going out your way to talk to people, you start to see how majority of these people are just illiterate, stupid, non-communicating bastards. Sorry. Can't be saying words like that towards people. We have to be more nicer around here. My apologies. Even gang stalkers have feelings, guys. We have to address them for. No, fuck those guys. No, no, but real stuff, man. Like these people, man. Oh man, I can see it, but I see it all, and sometimes I can't even put into words about like how bad I'm being harassed. Like if there's a gang stalker list in the city of Pittsburgh, I'm up there pretty high. Like I'm, I'm up there pretty high for the crazy BS I be seeing every single day. You know, it's like I really see a lot, man, and it's tiring. I just get to the point where I'm actually in a mental headspace, not complaining or even wanting to talk about it. I think I kind of want to do more lives a bit. I kind of want to start using this YouTube platform to reach more people. I'm trying to still figure out what I want to do. Do I want to start going lives? Do I want to start doing my own podcasting thing? Do I just want to continue to talk and make videos? You know, I don't know. I guess it's in God's hands. God wants me to do what I'm doing and try to do this full time. I guess I'll do it. But at the end of the day, these people, these demons, this program, you got to understand, man. It's really just like they want you to be so scared. They want you to feel like, you're down low and they're up high, and you can't even get any punani because of these people, bro. Like you got to realize, like, you really like perps and narcissists, flying monkeys, people who watch my content for fun. Just think about it. Let's just think about it. Just come with me, and you'll see in a pure imagination. No, just come with me. Just understand the mind of a person, right? Who 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 don't want you. You're attracted to an adult female, and they hate you and despise you so much. They're trying to keep you out of a possibility of you being in a relationship with a female, an adult female. Just is it like clicking yet? Do you see how insane people got to be in this world to want to, how hateful people want to be? But you're people of God, though, right? You hate somebody so very much that you're going out their way, you're labeling whatever, child predator, rapist, incel, gay, faggot. Excuse me for the people who are actually a little sugar in your tank. I'm not talking crap about you. I'm just saying, these people, they try everything in their power to have this image of you to be this weird shit person, bro. And sometimes you got to be careful. I'm learning from mistakes. Be better than me. TIs, be much better than me, because I chose a different response. I saw how bad it was. I stopped cleaning. I stopped doing certain things. I'm in this program. Oh, y'all watching my life like a movie? All right, bet. I'm gonna give y'all the most boringest life ever. I'm finna sit in here every day, all day. What y'all gonna do? I'm gonna be the most boring person. It's funny, through indirect subliminals, I hear the same thing. He watches him, and he is so boring. He just does the same thing. You're damn right. You're damn right. Because in the beginning, I saw what it was. Who would have thought that Truman Show was a real life thing? Even saying that is just like, what the fuck are you talking about, Muhammad? What do you mean? What do you mean? What do you mean? The Truman Show? What? It's real? Yes, it's real. It's way eviler. At least in Truman Show, he had people watching him in the show that wanted to be with him. Our version of Truman Show, it's everybody think that you're just this weird, creep, evil person, and then you're literally dealing with evil, weird, strange, crazy people every day of your life. And you can be the most calmest, chillest person throughout the whole city, bro. You can be the most interesting person in your environment, and they'll surround you around real crazy people. And then, you know, this hive-minded, low vibrational, toxic reality we live in, where people don't even care. It can, it can be kind of quite sucky. Kind of had a little brain fog. I don't know if that was them or just me and my mode. But at the end of the day, gang stalkers suck ass, bro. Y'all really suck. Y'all really shit people. I want y'all to know that. Like for the perps who's watching, for the little fake profiles and the people who want to act like you're a part of us, and you can't hide from your truth. You can't hide from yourself. You see what you're doing. You know you're a part of these devils, and I just want you to know that you're a real piece of work. You're the reason why this world is in pure chaos because you chose to stop fighting and you chose to become one with the beast because of money, materialism. Oh, I made mistakes. It was hard for me to find work, so now I harass people for a living. You don't deserve anything. Spiritually, even for the evil people who's doing it for a right thing, and you're thinking about your family, I hope you know their future is going to be filled with this. If you, let me not say that, bro. There's a lot of you people participating. You're just saying, you're trying to justify your actions. Oh, I'm just doing this little thing and it's easy and I ain't got to do anything. I feel like y'all the type of people, if someone told you to get on your knees and give me what I need for more than you get harassing, y'all would do it. I'm not trying to be sexual. I'm being honest. I'm just being honest, bro. Like, you got to realize a lot of these people, I hear constant indirects and subliminals. In Pittsburgh, I hear gay and stuff a lot, but I really be seeing a lot of, I see, I see a lot of male transgenders in Pittsburgh. That should say a lot. You got a bunch of these females really trying to be masculine as hell. Like, y'all, the energy is so messed up in Pittsburgh, bro. Y'all done lost your minds, bro. And anybody different from the hive mindset of Pittsburgh who come to y'all city is automatically always going to be the off-putting guy, the off-putting person. Because really, cities like Pittsburgh, y'all just full on cultic. Y'all give on them cultic vibes, like them, that type of mindset is just, I'm starting to get that brain fog again. Is it getting that time? Is the perps, y'all tired of me talking? Y'all beaming me through the phone now. Getting a lot of brain fog. My head is over the phone. It's face down on the table, but So I'm starting to realize I'm getting a lot of brain fog. Sometimes I kind of like to visualize, the things I'm going to say sometimes, and then they just start flooding, brain blocking you. Oh, perps, you don't know nothing about the visualization, do you? You want to see how if you have creativity, if your mind is a powerful place. Now close your eyes right now and visualize yourself pouring a cup of orange juice. Can you do it? Close your eyes right now, guys. Everybody, perps and Q included. TIs, this is how you know you got an inner, you know how to think. You got the voice of God within you. Now go ahead, close your eyes right now. Just close it. Visualize yourself pouring OJ. You see it? Just a nice, just water glistening off the bottle, and the water's trickling down. You see it's like a sunny day too. You're pouring the orange juice, and it's so liquidy, and you see it. And congratulations, you have the mind of a creative person. So get out there and create, and stop living in there. You understand, bro? If these people had the ability to create and do more, they'd be doing it. What do they do? Even when it comes to down to your personality, these people are so dead inside. These people are so dead inside that they mimic your behavior. Do you know how freaking weird that is? TS, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Mimicry, your actual behavior. You have people actually mimicking your behavior. Yeah, they could be using it because of the psychological. Honestly, bro, I just feel like they put bots around us to observe how we are, and then It's like, that in a weird way we manifest our reality, and how people respond to us is because we don't have authenticity around us. We just got a bunch of mimicry around us, which is why in my reality, I just get a bunch of people who just want to, let me just not say anything. But Pittsburgh, y'all are a city of bots. No authenticity. The people who might be creative, they are part of the program, and then are sold out. And I don't feel sorry for you. That's a fun video, I don't know, I've been feeling a little bit more myself, my sarcastic, funny, jokey kind of, how I was like before harassment, a little bit more talkative. Don't get me wrong, I was always an introvert at heart, but there was nothing small task to find either a relationship or some friends to hang out with. That's the easy part of life, especially when you're an entertaining person and you actually like to enjoy people's company. That's easy. This program, though, even for the fly monkeys and the people who don't really know, you think I'm just a weird asshole too. It's cool. Yeah, none taken. It's all right. I understand. Just this program showed me how fake the world really is and how fake people really are. How there's people really out here who's not being genuine and not trying to better themselves, and they're a part of this demonic agenda to bring out the worst in people. Always going to shit talk you, always going to bash you, always going to look down on you. This program showed me how sure Satan demons might be a thing, but these people worse than any demon that you'll hear about, bro. You humans, bro. These people who are not like us, bro. I don't know what it is about these people, but I'm learning it is some type of spiritual. It's either you got this type of energy about you where you want to see the world prosper and be happy and people be innocent and calm and laughter and happiness, and or you're this type of person you want to gossip, slander, talk shit about somebody, or really look down on somebody, cause confusion, chaos. Like it's really we in the spiritual war right now. I see it, and it sucks, because a lot of times I be saying to myself, God, I don't want to do. I just want to go back to living life normal. I just want to come on, bro. I just want to, but dang, I was really sent here to fight. So I was really here to fight. I'm really here to give these demons a run for their money. These perps, these devils, I know y'all looking for that big payment when I bite the dust. Honestly, I don't know how I'm still kicking right now. I don't believe it myself. That's why I believe in God. God is the only reason why I'm still breathing. The daily poison, the daily sabotaging, the chemical cigarettes when I was smoking, oh man, dude, like these people, y'all need to know. I might have not believed in the beginning, but I believe now, and I still have a lot of moments where I be doubting, but I understand I'm in heavy spiritual battle. I am fighting right now. I am fighting to keep my soul and to be what our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I'm fighting. I am fighting dearly, dude. My back is against the wall and I'm swinging with everything I got. And before I had myself, but now I have God. And oh man, I see it, man. I need y'all to understand that I'm dealing with heavy demonic spiritual attacks on the highest order. I literally have people who live around me and don't leave, yet they're always synchronizing with me. Once again, shout out to the witches and warlocks and the devils participating in my harassment, because y'all had me see that I had the answers and the strength within me the whole time. Y'all showed me that God was still with me despite all the mistakes I made, all the sins I went through, and that's why y'all truly have the disdain for me. Y'all truly wish nothing but suffering and pain, If you peoples really cared about murderers and killers and rapists and kid diddlers and ditties themselves. This world would be a lot better place. You wouldn't hear 8 million children disappear a year. You wouldn't hear the disgusting, sick, demonic, weird crimes you hear on TV every single day. You wouldn't hear that. It's obviously y'all don't stop real criminals. Y'all create them. And y'all want good-hearted people like me and among many other people, sweet people, nice people, people with chivalry and honor and morals. Y'all don't want that. Y'all want nothing but devils on this planet. Y'all hate God so much. Y'all hate good so much that y'all are willing to paint good people villains and put on the image that y'all are some good people, but really y'all are not. Y'all act like y'all this good community of people, and really y'all batshit crazy, and y'all are disrespectful, and y'all are godless. Y'all think y'all are gods. I can't explain that. I just see it. I kind of feel like this video goes out to the perps. Like, you people need to understand y'all serving the wrong God. y'all. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, y'all really gonna fall with this world, bro, and it's not gonna be worth it. 50 years over eternity. You chose to sell out, kill your own people, murder, steal, abuse, molest, torture, rape, neglect, slander, which for all eternity, just so you can live good for 50, maybe 30, maybe 20, hell, if you're lucky, 80, 90 years.
No one can explain why he wasn't charged. Several speculations as to why that could be. But I do know that he went hard at several people, calling them meth heads and preds, when he himself, projection is very high in this community. Like I said, I didn't know the guy. The only thing I knew about him is he come by and talk about wrestling. And he...
For eternity of happiness?
knew what he was talking about. He just knew what he was talking about.
I'm realizing none of this shit matters. It's not. This whole world is Satan's kingdom. Everything you like, TV, entertainment, everything. It's all Satan's design. I was never going to find God or help through this world. I was only going to find God within myself and within nature. For my spiritual people who's really connected, you know what I mean? And the peace in nature, nothing but just this cycle of creation. It's a beautiful thing, man. That's why I'm thankful for I'm thankful for this life. I'm thankful for all the bad, all the good, everything. It was one hell of an experience, and I understand now I got a lot of work to do. I got so much work to do. I got a lot of stuff I got to change about myself. Perhaps I know, the way I'm living, stuff like that. And a lot of stuff I got to change. At least I acknowledge how, this program has had a negative response on me, and I've been neglecting my growth for a very long time. I've been neglecting my change. I've been neglecting my bad qualities, my sins, and I've been wanting to just be this little thing living life without God. And God showed me, I'm here with you, but you're going to see it's not normal out here, bro. These people, no matter why you here, why you got to fight. Understand, you got to fight. You got to start. You gotta bring God in your life, and you really gotta start going to war, because these people really fighting for people's souls out here. Shout out to the demon who lived next door to me. Nigga came out of hell just to torture me. Story for another day. Maybe I'll explain. Seeing black-eyed people around me. Yeah, it's been getting that heavy, guys. Things I don't really like to talk about. My spiritual run-ins like that, I typically like to keep to myself, because I don't know what they might do if I say a little too much about something, but who knows? Maybe that's just my own fear when it comes to that. I don't feel like I fear them. I just don't. I think it's more so I don't like letting, because I know, I think that's what it is. These people, I know people watch for help and information and to get them through life, but there's also a lot of deem as a lot of evil, wicked people that watch us, people who speak truth, more than people seeking information. And they need to know what we know. So a lot of times it's not always good to say things that you really know, especially when it comes to this internet stuff. I'm learning. I'm learning. Work with me, people. Work with me, people. But this is a very long video, so I'm gonna have to let y'all go. You know, maybe I should have did a live instead because I kind of do feel like talking to folks, but yeah, I do have a little bit of a headache, so I don't know. I was meaning to go live Saturday, but I totally forgot. I was out of my mind, sleep. You know, out of my mind in like a good way. Pretty psyched up. I got some new things in my life to keep me entertained. You know, but yeah, I want to thank everyone who's been giving me support. I want to thank God. I know, God, I've been struggling a lot with certain things, and I just wish that you continue to give me strength, and anybody else who's going through the same exact thing, who's struggling, who's going through what they're going through, I hope that you can give them strength too. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
I know about the attitude.
But on that note, you know, this Bahamut,
So
I'm out of here. Stay up, stay high vibrational. And remember, people, remember, TIs, we are the creators. We give these people, in a way, life. You know, see, it almost seems like society can't function without us, right? Shout out to the real TIs out there. You're a real one. It's Bahamut. I'm up out of here.
And Eric, let's get back to the topic, though. Eric, bro, what's up, man? Why are you dissing me? What did I do to you? What has Tams done to you? We really are coming full circle here because this Eric guy again. Have nasty troll media still tagging me in his agenda for Terry. I don't know Terry like that. I don't know Terry at all. I would like to ask nasty troll media, can you just stop, please? Just stop tagging me in your videos and your whatever you got going on. I don't care about none of this. I have my own problems. And I have a real life.
You know what's interesting is the Urban Deceptophile was begging for me to stop. Same with Scotty. Oh, harassment. FellowMon. Fellow2Transmon. Actually, wouldn't it be Female2Transmon? Anyway. He stalked me, shizzle. But what they want to do is just maintain the narrative. They're not going to stop. They've already proven that. Oh, just stop it. Oh, all of a sudden, you're still the subject. I mean, that's fine. But I don't need Glazin Dean texting my personal cell phone and going stop, effing stop, when I start going to work on Scotty Cuckarati. Well, on James D's panel. That was fun.
And I'm just tired of people that really aren't in it and have bad intentions or whatever for me, tagging me in videos for me to watch that. Why would I sit down and watch it? What is the purpose of that? You're not helping me any.
This is his professional victim voice today.
Yeah, but in that paper, I've seen stuff like that. I heard people reading it off. I have it in videos. So what? Yeah, that was found on the phone, but did he download that? Did he put it there? Obviously, the cops came to this conclusion. They did their investigation, and they came to a conclusion that it wasn't his fault. Someone I heard said that they were snitched out on a tip line about that CP. Now, that's a freaking red flag right there. They put it there to go snitch him out, and then all of a sudden he's getting arrested. Because I think that's what they were there for. They weren't there for meth, right? They just happened to find meth. Yeah, that doesn't sound like a screw job right there. Okay. Possibilities, guys. So the issue should be with the police? Well, in essence, sure. Counties and states are making.
How about all them devices that they seized and he could have gone and unlocked them and gotten them back and proven his innocence, huh? See, that's the type of of, what would you call it, a cliff dropper right there. You can't go into it, huh?
Way too much money to let these Preds go. How you guys are making it sound?
No, he's not going to say that Predward had 62 images that they found on a Dropbox, uploaded from his device, and they let him go. But what type? I mean, didn't you sign a plea deal there? No, I don't think. I don't know if Urban did. But I'd like to see Predward's plea deal.
Yeah, it's just predators, it's child predators they let on the streets. How the fuck do you know this? Where are your statistics of this? These are just fanatical thoughts. you know what I'm saying? The first thing, if someone knows that they're doing things like that, the first thing in prison was going to happen to them, they're probably going to get their ass handed to them. They probably won't even make it, half of them, out of there. I'm not saying they'll be scared straight, they still have issues, but you guys are making it like, oh, every single predator is going to be let out on the street because the cops were calling. I mean, we have people like Shizzle who will support a CPP Tommy, but is against cops. I was talking to him the other day. He was like, yeah, it's good because he's putting people in jail, but he's against the justice system. Like, I just, like, what the fuck is this idiot talking about? He's just stupid as shit. Just dumb. That's not dumb. Like, he's just telling stories and he's just trying to cover his ass. It's retarded.
Unless you're just a low vibration retard there. So the thing is, I believe that conversation that Shizzle was having is in a hypothetical. I mean, better than nothing. Shouldn't a Pred get a couple of years in jail if he's caught? He was trying to call you out, I think, there, Urban, to say, let's go catch a Pred together. Let's line him up. Make sure he gets some jail time. I think he was challenging you. And of course, I mean, it's going to go back to, this is what I do right now. I'm doing what I do.
Okay. Shizzle has his bone. Okay, that's just stupid. I don't know. The brother was supposedly a meth dealer, so they were looking for drugs too. They probably were looking for drugs. I'm not saying that he's an angel or anything like that. I'm really saying, why are people obsessing over this after a year when he wasn't charged or convicted of it? And they're still obsessing over that. Yeah, he had it on his phone. Okay, but he didn't have it on his phone where he got charged with it. So something must have happened, correct? For the cops to go, I see was sent from this IP address to your Dropbox. We did some investigative work. And that happened in what, 2018, 2019? And it's 2025 and they're still obsessing over that. If I got played from someone on YouTube, I wouldn't want to talk about it either. I guess you guys are drama filled, so you would get up here. The first thing you'll do is talk about it. Hey, man, I would be actually pretty hurt from that. Like, I don't want to come back to YouTube. Fuck YouTube. That would be me. Found drugs, please. Yeah, I advocate that too. Don't do drugs. Screws up everything. It messes up the vibe of your community. I would suggest you don't do it. See, but if we're going to mention shizzle and stuff like that, can we at least keep it not low blows and to where the cat can learn? Oh, excuse me. The dog can learn something. You know, to not parade around and talk about lawless nations and then be happy that Preds are getting put in prison. It makes no sense. And then praising a guy, praising a guy snitching on him when he thinks snitching is a horrible thing. And I just don't understand his logic because there is none there. He's just talking. That's all he's really good for is this mouth to listen to. If you want common sense behind it, you got to go somewhere else.
Or maybe Shizzle's trolling this asshole because he deserves it. And it pisses him off, huh? Right? You finally admitted the other day there, Urban, that Shizzle really pisses you off. Oh, wow. I remember a long time ago when you were saying the same thing, Urban. Oh, stop. Just stop. No, that to me, your reactions thereof was bring it on. and you're just gonna do what you do and just thug it up with thugs and other thugs try to set people up. It's like what the last guy was talking about. This is your online version of little bitch wads from Pittsburgh. The Female2Fellowmons. We're dealing with the pussification of America. It worked. Here's example A.
It's definitely not coming from that pie hole. It is the only verbal weapon this hack can be used to deflect and belittle. Thank you. See, instead of worrying about Ed, that's already there. It's already in the past. We got to look at who's constantly talking about this. Because that is just the obvious, very elementary one-on-one deflection method. Point at this guy so you will never look at me. Look how disgusting he was for stuff he wasn't even charged or convicted of.
Oh, wow. That's what makes it the most egregious case. I mean, I've shown it on my community post, the write-up from the Homeland Security investigator saying we're going to drop the case despite he's got 62 images. Oh, wow. They didn't even know about the case between Clovis and Kim A. You would think you'd want that put on. I mean, somebody needs to know about that. I mean, as much as Spamjula G just loved her Kim A. and this CP being passed around on her side, you would think that, oh my God, there might be something wrong here. Even Spamjula G might call into the HSI and go, "This, I care about my friend Kim A. This needs to be put in there because it did kind of come from our camp." "Quote unquote, I'll protect Predward till the day he dies." Spamjula G 2023. Y'all are in my chat worrying about numbers.
Not a very good thing to go on. Yes, we know he has some disgusting things on his phone. But I have a strong belief a lot of you possess a lot of that crap too, and probably making it your own children. I don't know who you guys are. This is something that happens in the world every day. Someone in Florida just got busted for it today. You know how many cases of that? I forgot what this guy was talking about. He said it was just so many cases of this. He said that's just the cases. Think about the individual files and videos. You heard what Betty Washam said. She had to go through hours and hours of footage of that stuff because she was catching people or whatnot.
See how we downplay stuff?
Well, it is a reality.
But you want to bring up Betty Washam. She was going through hours and hours on that stuff to not catch a perp. She's looking for victims. That's why she's still doing what she's doing and not in jail. Your boy Predward, I'd still see. I'd be interested in seeing the plea deal. Has anyone seen the plea deal? No. That's what Predward was doing, is hiding his shit to infiltrate the pred catchers, to help make it look bad, to split it up, and he was just cannon fodder for the cause. Now look where he's at, pushing a shopping cart around Livingston with a dog, handing out free crosses because he's been saved by Nevermore. Getting free crosses from Nevermore, saving the peds. Hey, you want to do that, you go do that. But look what happens. No matter what sweet deal Predward was given, we know that he was given money and maybe even crypto, but it was only like a carrot being dangled. Eventually, he was just a little sacrificial lamb. But they needed their new puppy mill mommies trained up first, like NTF, Looney Junie, Spamjula G's always been a sergeant. Come in my chat and say, drop a link. I'm willing to argue about that. No, they just deflect. Talk about deflect. These shitbags. Uh-huh. Lying alert,
Never gonna
liar
have an
alert.
issue because they blanket everything.
They blanket everything. This is a liar by omission. We've proved that over and over again. But it's street thuggery shit. He gonna do what he do anyway because he need to do lying about people's. What's the carrot that's being dangled?
Person who is not a part of this being brought up. Not even in, well, I don't know who you're talking about, but if you're talking about people that are not even around, this is still being brought up. There is something up with this. I personally think, this is what I think. Guy probably got set up. Because why wouldn't the law enforcement try their hardest? They're already on a search warrant, raided the house. Why wouldn't they want that conviction?
You got set up. Okay, that should be an obvious A. B is your whole crew there was involved with passing around links that contained illicit material to try to set people up. You possess it and you knowingly possess it. Now, if someone thinks they downloaded a gnarly link or something, or they clicked on a gnarly link and all of a sudden your phone's glitching and you see images that, oh my God, and you would take it in, say, look, this just happened. Can you get this off? Or they can tell if you resent that link. Law enforcement can tell your intent. I'm not saying to go in and give them your phones. I'm saying don't click their damn links. And I've been trying to warn people about that for a long time. And I guarantee there was. It's some disgusting shit, man. What they're willing to, how far they're willing to go to, and the damage control from even a shitbag like Network Nagger, like Urban Disciple here. But he's got a new crew. He rolling with the new crew. He got the Garbage Woman and Warbot and all the real flunkies that were surrounded by Ed and even given Daniel Dowd a pass recently. Wow, right?
Why wouldn't the law enforcement try their hardest? They're already on a search warrant, raided the house. Why wouldn't they want that conviction? Why? But they want the meth conviction though, but not that. Why? Because something happened. That's beyond our comprehension. Yeah, because if it was a state thing and the guy was just like some Fed informant or something, he would have been charged with anything. Right? But they kept the meth, got rid of the CP. Well, I heard it was a hot tip that happened, and they went over there from that hot CP tip. And then they found the drugs. But I'm pretty sure.
See, it's always lie by omission, keep it stupid on the surface. Not that NetMech caught an upload to a Dropbox of, I think, a lot of images. But again, why didn't, see, he's not going to go through. Why didn't Predward go and unlock his devices to exonerate himself and get his, let him do their search. They got a tip. No, he walked. His mommy in the house moved to Oklahoma, left him on the streets. See, there's always more going on.
They knew these boys from a long time. And they're like, yeah, these are these drug slingers right here. Like I said, I'm not paying them as angels. What I'm saying is, why do you keep using a guy who's never convicted of it? Why don't we stick with people who are convicted of the crimes? There's a lot of people who get this mysterious CP in their Dropbox. I don't want any episodes like that. To be brutally honest, many who place the blanket, cover up their own crimes. It's basically, I'll just ignore you, man. I don't really have anything to say to you, Blazing. You just like, what is there to talk about? What do you want, honestly? You just want to come here and like badger me about stuff, about my opinion, okay?
Blazing thinks he's pressing people.
Have fun. Do any of you guys have three contributing to the delinquency of minor children? I know someone who does. Damn, that's rough. With their own kids. How about 2 child abuse charges at 2? Damn, was that today? These crimes occurred recently. Sounds like it, man. It sounds like one of them happened today. Yeah, see, unless you're talking like this dude right here, he has their own kids, of course, right? Yeah, we'll teach you that it's okay in society. That's why you feel bad for someone like Michael Jackson. You know that family was like, yeah, this is cool. This is how the world works. Yeah, really? Okay. Didn't even know any better. And this is a lot of people teach their kids just this wrong method of how things are done. I'm telling you, there was one person I met. This was like back in 2011. You know, it is such an embarrassing story. I don't even want to tell it. But this chick was convinced that all you have to do is touch some semen and you get pregnant that way. Because that's what her parents told her. I was like, you can't be serious. I'm guessing she was a virgin. Like, yeah. Like, wow. I asked a few times just to make sure this wasn't a game they were playing. Like, what in the hell do these parents teach these kids, man? And for some, I don't even know if it was a semen, just like the penis. Get pregnant from that? Damn. So these parents, man, they are, some of them are satanic, diabolical. They use their kids as just, I mean, you see it on here. They use their kids as meat shields and ways to get attention, like Blazing did, putting her son up there with those muscles, flexing in front of a mirror, most likely at the gym. They got to have a little session, just flexing, and then you post that. What kind of weird crap is that? If my mom posted pictures of me like that, look at my son, I would be cringed out. My mom doesn't even have social media like that, and you do, Blazing. Good stuff. I can't read your stuff though, Blazing. I know another man who has CSAM on his device within the last year.
Why is the Muffin Crew up in there helping him, huh? Baby Fist, all up there helping him regain his traction. Same thing as Tacos. Platforming Predward the day that Lisa Stairs video drops to help do some damage control. Give him a new little fresh spring to his step.
How is this such a popular thing? Seriously. People are into like little kids naked that turns them on. What? You would really think in a world that's just full of normal people, if you have parents making those types of flicks, no one's buying that. Who is going to buy it? Who's going to want, oh yeah, I want this movie and this movie. And you have any more movies in production? I think I got a couple little slices here. Normal guy.
He's sure able to, got a lot of time to work on a script. I'm more than positive he's probably got the Muffin Man himself, or maybe Mom T, sending him emails of some pointers to go through to help formulate a better delivery. I mean, it seems as though that the play fighting going on is only for the clout clicks, and they need the sheep to watch them and believe their narratives. And that's when you get the Muffin Crew and Babyfish showing up for moral support, only there to be supportive. He's not asking him tough questions right now in the chat. He's there, backing him up. Comes in here, other chat rooms trying to ask, what is this network?
What is normal? Please. Normal is putting your face on camera and not using other people's faces as avatars. So I would say you're not normal. Using CPP Tommy's face as your avatar.
Hey, you Matt dude in the chat room with your new account, your new nice shiny sock account. Like you just a brand new little Aquino soldier just taken off this shelf and unwrapped. You got the paratrooper designed to you can be dropped out of a B-52, parachute will deploy automatically for you. Just dropping in, right? Yeah, just get off the surface you're going to be around. That's all I ask. Just try not to dwell in the surface when you're around.
You're lame and not normal. Do you hold streams yourself? Why not show concern? Look, man, it's because they don't. Why would they want to harm their own? You tell someone, hey, why don't you do this instead of this? You see who bites. If they don't make a move, you know where their loyalty lies. You don't even have to question it after. You can keep it all in consideration, everything. But I wouldn't question it too much further.
Keep it on the surface.
So trolling a child abuser is bad? No, that's what he's saying that you guys should be doing instead of trolling one that's not around, that was never convicted of it. You know what I mean? So
hey, I'm about to start trolling a deadbeat daddy that just took off for the other side of the country. Oh man.
Go. That's what he's saying. I'm not talking about Ed specifically, but he just happens to be a shiny golden example. Someone who hasn't been convicted of it, and people still are just going wild over this for years, still on this. I'm starting to get concerned. I'm like, maybe these are the real freaks right here, and they just keep using this guy as a scapegoat to cover up for their filthy ways. I'm just noticing that. I mean, how many times can you talk about it?
Well, how many times are you gonna talk about it, huh?
Listen, I know
Come
you're
on.
highly obsessed with me, and I get it. I'm like cool and shit. I got a lot of like that calmness.
See, somebody bringing it up for him to talk about it. Complaints. This is all lies by omission. Gives him an excuse to talk about it. Muddy the waters. Keep things on the surface. Don't forget your product placement, ladies. They're all about doing fellow tard. All about doing your YT platform product placement in your name and everything. You know what? Same with tacos. Our Lady of the YT. Bunch of snitches. Snitch jacketing. We didn't even get into that last night. No one can answer. What is snitch jacketing? Oh, man, you should have been around when we were going through it in the 200 level courses. I'm thinking a few of you were.
I'm really chill. You know what I mean? Like a pleasure to be around and listen to. I understand that. I don't know.
Hey, without having to really look it up there, Matt, since you're going to be around, what's snitch jacketing?
Why are you obsessed? But I don't want to be a predator catcher. And if I was one, I would honestly start out with you in that bathtub town. And how you're going to have your kids over, your grandkids and Mike's kids. They're all going to get together and start kissing on each other. Then Kim's going to come by, bring a baby boy who can join in on that fun as well. Like, I would rather look into you than anybody else on here. Because you seem to have the itis of like passing, I don't want to say the buck, but I kind of have to, passing the buck off. You know? Have you ever passed a buck, Blazing? Like shot a deer, I should say. So you believe Urban is a pervert? Do you have proof? Yeah, I would like to see this proof. She is saying that all the time because I respond to some YouTube streams and I made it real funny. Like I said, that video that you played on your channel that's still up, I laughed so hard at that video. That's a hilarious video. Kevin took a lot of my rebuttals and made a great collage of that. That was like the best of 2019 Urban style. Yeah, I may have said some unsavory things, but what do you say, man, when this guy was accusing me of fantasizing about sticking dildos in young ladies' behinds? Like, what am I to say? So I said what I said about him. I made that little vaginas comment, and the same thing. I guess people forget about what he did and just focus on my rebuttal. I know. It wasn't savory. It's not like in great taste, but that's the only thing I can think of at the time. keep it real, I wasn't used to this badgering. I was just dropping videos like I should be doing. This streaming thing it was fairly new to me at that point in time. I was maybe streaming for about 6 months before that. I streamed before, like a year prior. It was only for like 2 or 3 streams because I couldn't get my OBS to work properly. In 2018, I just went all out. It's great. Could you show convictions of said perversion? I would love to see that too. She doesn't have anything. She's going off of words and stuff that people said that I've repeated, and I took responsibility for all that stuff. I still will, because I still will say the same thing. It's fucking weird, dude, to post your kid up there like that, glistening muscles, and for someone to go, "Oh yeah, she was perving on her kid. She was drooling all over her son's picture." I don't know who said that. I think you said it was Taco. So you agree that it was Tacos who said that, and I was repeating it because you wouldn't leave me alone in a chat room, trying to convince people to not talk to me in Tracy's chat room, the Piss and Excellence lady. I remember this because I did a stream about it. And I didn't say exactly where it came from because I didn't want to out that person, because you were in the chat room when it was going down. So you saw them type that, Blazing. You saw me type the response. And I kept typing it ever since, because you left abruptly after that person said that. Got mad, threw a hissy fit, and left. So I said to myself, that's all I got to do to get her to leave me alone? Done. Because you are weird and you like to harass me over stuff and call me Irby, like a little cute pet name. It's pretty gross. Oh, I'm guilty. Okay. So when you want to talk about those towels and what you meant by you guys are going to have your kids over kissing and joining in on that fun as well, we'll talk. I think that's very perverted. I think it's very perverted. It had a sick meaning behind it, too. And you guys were excited about the kids coming over, your mommies bringing the kids over. Awesome. It was just a weird stream. Not to mention you guys were talking about videos and links to videos, and you're going to click the link and you're going to see pizza. What kind of pizza? Why would you see pizza if you're clicking a link? What is this link? Blazing, what was that link? And it was funny how you left so fast after Kim was like, Angela, can you click this link and send it to me on Facebook? Okay, guys, I gotta go. And then Mike goes, clicking it? Is that a code word too? But there were no codes in that stream, right, Blazing? Yeah, right. They act like I just made it up. There was codes in it because Urban Disciple made it up. No, he said it himself a few times, and so did Tacos in that stream. I was watching streams. I know I'm putting together a little flick to kind of explain things because there's new people that come here, and I don't have these videos up anymore. You'll enjoy this compilation. But I just heard Mike talking so tough. Like, why is Mike talking tough when he had to lie? That ain't tough, dude. If you have to lie, that's not tough. That's weak sauce. It means you're a little punk bitch. Sorry, but that's what it means. At the time, I guess. I can't keep up with all your hatred, Blazing. You have to take that somewhere else if you're going to be like that. Is Terry live? Go harass her. Go do something else. Wonder who does it for all these grandmas. Yeah. I think I know why Shizzle is scared of grandmas now. They possess that granny fluid, and it's really flowing. Nope, no code words in this stream by Kim, Mike, and I. Oh, okay. I'll just play the part that I'm talking about right now. Okay, does that sound okay with you, Blazer? I gotta find it first. But you, lucky for you, I have my phone right in front of me. Now, finding this may take a long time, but we have time. I'll make this stream an hour and a half. We got time to go through this. Okay, so I've seen Eric's funny looking face. Okay. Eric, you should just stay in your place, dude. No one cares anymore. You're old, washed up news at this point. Rise of the New World Order. Huh? What does that even mean? So you want the New World Order to rise?
Oh, man, is he just discovering that? No, seriously, I was the one that kind of was starting to call out Eric Shilkerson. He'd start out his shows like he's freaking giving his allegiance to the NWO by reading their creed and almost like being in a karaoke music video, like he's entertaining them. But they're against him. No, it's like the Scientologists. They got their own gang stalking crew. that are like, we're after Scientologists, right? And they're actually Scientologists trying to figure out who's against Scientologists. It's pretty bad. It's gnarly. I mean, tell me if you can pick up what I just threw down there, Matt. Was that too much code for a noob in the chat that just can't get enough? Just wondering. I mean, stick around. I've got a case coming up. We're going to present on mass surveillance, and it's going through the courts. Pretty egregious. Oh yeah, Predward. You still want to be innocent? I think those phones are still in the evidence locker, Livingston. Well, maybe your sheriff's department. Get with them. Go unlock those devices, and let's see exactly, what you did have on your phone, right? It's interesting, real quick, since we got a few people watching, and let them know. Oh, they just rage quit. Too much truth. The thing is, no, we just probably got shadow banned. We know there's a few people watching, and we just dropped down to 0. The thing is, they're trying to call out Nunya, and they can't even get the amount right that she scammed so much money. Okay. Oh, man, what do we got? Anyways, she scammed so much money, they can't get the amount right if it was $7 grand or $8 grand, even though there was a payment repayment set up. Spam's got to freak out and go on somebody's stream yesterday with Blobby Joe against Savvy. Spam's just like, you'll never be able to ever be able to pay back that loan. $20 a month, and I'll never, ever. You're like some witch, bitch, dude. Seriously, that's what it is. You'll never be able to pay that loan back, ever. But what they're covering for is that Black Pearl making 70 grand a year for about 4 years. During around the time that Ray happened. Huh, wow, interesting. Why can't they get there? Why can't they get there? It's amazing.
Questions.
Ever.
You will have so many answers for me.
You'll never, ever be able to do that.
Where it's not the phone. Oh, good. I know it's on here, though. So I'm going to look for it.
As a noob, I don't think you really know what vibration is. But that's okay, because, I mean, I'm just still playing a character. You guys don't need to take things so seriously, right? Because you don't, especially about the most egregious cases. But you're coming in here with your moral certitude of higher moral ground and standing somehow, because you've got this vibration going. Okay, so if you got a vibration going there, what is it? In hertz. If you're so smart, what hertz frequency do you vibrate at then? I'm interested, since you want to talk about frequencies. There you go. Okay, but Matt, you freaked out before I could even get out. You're already typing. How about that 70 grand for 4 years the Black Pearl made, and where all that was coming from? And then Kim and others admitting before Kim passed away that she was sending the money. I wonder how much Sam Clinton sent Predward before he had to go to jail for 21 days for meth. You're not going to be able to do that math, because you're tripping out. You missed it. Now you're going to have to rewind, dumbass.
The thing that sucks, I wish I had the original. There's nothing better than the original. As in, no music behind it, no cuts or anything. I said cuts. I don't need to play this, Blazing. I will, but I don't need to. I've already shown this many times. Why? You know you said it. So I don't understand this weird lady. She's just weird. Seriously. She has something's going on with her. And I think it's time we figure this out. Oh, look at you. There's your video right there. Blazing. The original Trailer Park Trash video. Well, your version. This was the third one. Let's see.
This guy plays a saxophone in his gorilla outfit.
Oh, no, not the one I'm talking about. He plays no sax.
You don't play with his what? You don't play with his sack. What'd you say?
My about sax.
I thought you said rubbed his sack.
Man, this chick is weird. She talks about everybody's perverted. I thought she said he rubbed his sack. That sounds like a perverted mind. She said nothing about sax, ball sax. She was talking about saxophones, which is, I really don't know.
You want to see the beginning? You want to see what's on? I don't know about the video. I don't either.
You don't know about what video, Blazing?
Know about the video. I don't either. You need to be coming towards Kim.
You need to be coming towards Kim about what video? That video with the pizza and the link? Yes, it is that video.
Come on up here, Anthony. That's a candy heart.
Mike loves them candy hearts.
You're going to click out the link, and all of a sudden you're going to see pizza. Bow, bow.
As long as there isn't a link posted by me. Somebody click that link and send it to me on Facebook.
President Trump.
Angela, can you click it?
If you see this, please save us.
Send it to me on Facebook.
What you do instead of attacking him? Oh, guys, I gotta clicking it. Is that a code word too?
What did I just hear?
Can you click it?
If you see this, please save us.
Send it to me on Facebook.
What you do instead of attacking him? Oh, guys, I gotta clicking it. Is that a code word too? Boston with milk. More milk means better.
So, clicking it, is that a code word too? It is a code word, isn't it? Clicking it. Is that what you usually do with your mouth before you watch the show? Don't know. Clicking it, is that a code word too? But there was no codes. They were talking about no codes in this stream, right? Isn't that right, Becky? Pretty sick. I don't know what you guys, and you wanted Kim to go and take the fall for it. Remember? Because you had to leave as soon as she said, can you click it? Okay, guys, I gotta hop off. Clicking it, is that a code word too? And she goes, yeah. I don't think you're allowed to talk in here anymore, Blazin. You spread nothing but disinformation. I come with the facts. And the question still remains, were you guys trolling? Or was there a reality to this? What were you guys doing? And what was that video? Why did you have to leave so fast? Did you try to set up Kim? You want to talk about that? She had stuff placed on her computer before, according to her. It was probably you that did in Ed. Who knows what you've done? Blazin, but I know you're not one to be trusted. Because you couldn't even tell the simple truth. No codes in that stream. You're, oh my God. It's ridiculous. It's stupid. Look, you guys are still listening to someone like a Blazing Star in 2025. You really need to reconfigure your priorities. And don't forget the saran wrap, Jilly. Told Angela it's my fault you use these clips still. I didn't say it was her fault. I said it's your fault that she's getting upset that I'm using these clips. Are you? Yeah, you are. I'm not even gonna go there. But Hope your weekend was great. No, it was not really. I was kind of tired all weekend. But I worked, got my blood flowing, and here we are. Correct 0 codes in that stream. Oh yeah.
Taste. You know, guys, I got something. Is that a code word too?
Code word 2. So there was more codes before, prior, that were being spoken of. I mean, you're not really doing that good, Blazing. I think that you need to call it quits. I was in contact with your news people, the station you went on for your news clip about how you're being harassed online. I've been in contact with them, so just to let you know. I heard a little yesterday, but it was a great Wi-Fi area. Well, it's there for your entertainment, I guess. Anytime you want to watch it, it'll be there. Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm just going to ignore Blazing. I'm just going to show the world and the news people how obsessed this person is. Can't leave me alone. Well, maybe if it could post videos, it would. It. Yes.
Isn't a, you're gonna see pizza? Oh no! I don't have any money. How will I ever pay for it?
Was he talking about food there? Targeted by the old hag. Old hag, is that a code word too? Probably is. That's on the lines of those grandmas, huh? Smoky hot grandmas. I get it. Anyone seen Tams lately? Getting a job? Let's hope so. Hold on, do you think? NW Cole. Yeah, I can do it. Let's see. I'm going to try to read something here. Inspired by the cafe favorite, our iced espresso starts with a perfect combination of bold Starbucks espresso. Then we add just enough milk to balance it out before finishing things off with the perfect amount of caramel flavor. I'm going to be that guy. She streamed a few days ago. Hags are as well known as witches. Oh, okay. Good deal. I forgot. And I just got reminded because you typed in here. I forgot to put you in my recent video that's coming out. It will be no words. It'll just be still shots. It's going to be kind of a crappy video. No, really. She said that ever since I've seen her, except maybe the first year. Don't bet on it, dude. She said something like, well, Urban was saying that he should just quit YouTube, and I agree with him. You know, I won't quit, but I will retire from this full-time YouTube stuff because I just don't have the juices anymore to make videos like how I used to. It used to be fun, but it's not as funny. The problem I'm seeing is timeliness. Too much time on people's heads. Hold on. When does your next video drop? I was planning on the next few days. Well, here's the deal. It's really just a combination of things spoken by another, narrated by another. You've seen these clips if you've been paying attention to the channel before, so it's just a new spiced up kind of thing. And you'll see. It's just you'll see what it's about. But to let you know, it is about these freaks. Because a lot of people are painting a one-sided narrative that I want some people to see. Angela, what's going on with you? Now, I'm sorry. I'm really trying to keep, okay, for sure. In the next flick, Angela's not in that. Not one time I could think of, because Angela has not really been as strange as a lot of the others. Blazing and Tacos have probably been the ones that are the strangest. And I'll keep it like that. What's up with me? I'm nothing, man. I'm just here talking. Not much. Still dealing with issues and problems. Eric streamed about me last night. I just wanted to understand why. I thought he'd come by today and want to talk. I guess not. I'm not cool enough. Just wanted to see what his issue was. It was out of the blue. I honestly kind of forgot he existed. I was like, Urban Urkel, why is he saying this again? What is Eric's channel nowadays? It is, I think it's Rise of the New World Order. I didn't look at the channel. I just know that's the last one I know that I sub to. So it has to be that one. I saw he was live last night too. Yeah, I caught about a couple minutes of it. I didn't know what he was playing. I was like, man, this stream is hella old that he's playing. This was like probably a year ago. And he wants to talk about it again. You know, I don't have those streams up, so he didn't grab it from anywhere recently. Urban is showing his progression and desire to move things forward, so probably not several years later. Of course, man. I mean, how many years am I going to be talking about the same thing? I mean, I'm not trying to say anything, but Angela, I don't mean to play these clips, but it's just that you're blazing buddy over there. She's saying that things that I'm saying are lies, and I'm just proving them wrong. I'm not trying to like do anything to hurt anybody or anything like that, but I mean, I just want people to see how she's lying in chat, how I can just easily debunk what she's saying. And there's people that come here that haven't been here before and that have no idea about what happened between me and the Satyrs, me and this chick right here. I wouldn't even bring you in it, but you have said some funny things, Andrew. Some real funny stuff. The passion coming from this lady. I kind of have a laugh about it now. But at one time, it kind of hurt my feelings. Like, damn, this sounds kind of hateful. But hey, you're allowed to hate me. I don't know how often he goes live, man.
As long as there isn't a link posted by me, somebody click that link and send it to me on Facebook. President Trump, Angela, can you click that? If you see this, please save us. Send it to me on Facebook. What you do instead of attacking him, guys? I got clicking it. Is that a code word too?
What did Mike just say? Blazing, let's do a test. Let's do a parrot test. What did Mike just say right there? He was mocking you, saying there were codes. That's what he was doing. He was mocking me. This stream happened on December 23rd, 2020. The first video I done on any of this stuff was in January 22nd, 2021. This stream was in December 22nd or 23rd, 2020. Yeah, he was probably mocking me from like the videos I was doing. But I never mentioned anything about y'all until after that stream. Does that make any sense? Like, man, you are ridiculous. Okay, you've got to go. I'm gonna block you soon enough. Okay, when you least expect it. It won't be fun if I block you and you know it, because you'll be expecting it. But when it happens, you're gonna be like Telly. You'll never come back here again. And you can make all the stupid videos you want on me all day and obsess over delicious urban disciple all fucking day if you go ahead. I don't really care, man. But you won't be typing it here. And I won't be visiting your weak channel that only freaks like yourself. Remember, you loved that dude Painful. I mean, he was one of your mods, wasn't he? Painful, the guy who was into teen pornography. That's your buddy. I'm starting to figure things out, Blazer. You hang around more of these freaks. You supported Clown Force. You know what he was all about. You're still in this corner. Well, not anymore. You play that you're not in this corner, but you love Clown Force. Let's keep it real. Now, Blazing, what did your buddy just say? Did you okay? You don't want to talk about it. Okay. I'm the one busted Painful 3 out. No, you didn't. That was your buddy Edward that did that. Your buddy Edward did that, and that's how that happened. I have the
Oh
spot.
my gosh. Is that why Glazen's tripping out on my chat? Oh, wow. Yeah, that's because we're a few minutes behind. Let's see, 15 minutes behind. That's why she had to come in here and do damage control before he started talking about her. Ah.
What are you talking about? I have the spot. It wasn't you.
Uh-huh.
You were too busy having him in your chat room. Do I need to play that too? Or do you know? Yes, you do.
Glazen, why are you in my chat room tripping out trying to say that other people are ped defending and stuff like that when that RSO piece of shit was in your chat, and at the same time you're saying these peds are so easy to spot, and you got one right in your chat? How many times do I have to drop that evidence? Sure got you to get off your bullshit narrative that I went to Colorado. He went to Colorado, everybody. Shut up. No, I didn't. You can't prove it. I haven't been to Colorado since I was like 20 years old. Maybe even 19. Dumbass. I went skiing in Vail. Dumbass. But hey, you got a narrative to peddle. You just go right on it. Just peddle your damn narrative. Do damage control.
You did
Constant damage control.
You did that after I put it in a video somewhere. You wouldn't have outed Painful. He was coming to your channel. What are you talking about? Edward and R.I.P. Kim did that. They busted him out. And Edwards is like, I got more if you want to fuck around. Even Kim was saying that. You want to play games? Painful? Got your ass. And they embarrassed him. Embarrassed him. So when he was busted, with tokens, watching teeny porn, Eric Spitfire Wilkerson was too busy saying that I was a token. Now I was trying to figure that out. Am I a token, or is this tokens and some cheese pizza kind of Chuck E. Cheese wear? Someone throw Blazin in the ball pit, please. All right, well, you still had him in your chat room being buddies with him.
Eric Shilkerson is kind of like a Gomer, like a character that would be at Chuck E. Cheese. Guys, oh man, this is great hanging out with Mark Connors. He's talking about rock stars and pantyhose. That's what they did. That's no bullshit, right, Glazen? I mean, did you see how that freaking Chester smile he had on the same panel as Mark Connors? Oh, you're talking about Ted Nugent in spandex. No, Mark Connors was in spandex, remember? Oh, no, wait a minute. She's got them amnesias like FellowMon. As long as it's fattening up the savings account, right?
You didn't. I'm telling you, you didn't. Because I would have seen it. I watched your channel just as much as you watched this channel at that point in time. And I never saw that. I did see it after that happened. Yes, I know what you're talking about, but I never saw that before. So you're wrong, Blazer. You're wrong. Because like I said, you were too busy having them in your chat room at this point in time. What are you talking about? You don't know what you're talking about. I do. I made the videos. I made lots of them. And I did see when you guys did all that. I did see when you called them out for being in freaking places typing to people and shit like that. Not just him visiting sites, but he was actually trying to groom some people or something like that. I never saw the evidence. I just heard you talking about it. But yeah, it wasn't you. Just trust me. Trust me. Wow. Yeah, speaking of that, what's up, by the way? I did see your video of like the Jedi's return. I'm like, okay. The Star Wars. Where are we at? 116? All right, got about 15 minutes left here. Shout out to my network niggas. What's up, Master?
Network naggers.
So, it's getting old. See what happens when you lie, Jilly? You're just over it. You shouldn't be playing with people's emotions and stuff like that. That's how you get in the position.
He would definitely know the direct effects of being such a liar as himself. A liar by omission is even a bigger serpent than someone that just uses their tongue as the sword. A serpent with the lying by omission and keeping the sheep on the surface to actively recruit. Yeah.
Yeah, there's just something about this stupid fucking. I'm sorry, but there's just something about that in you that just pisses me off. You don't get to have happiness in here.
Oh my God.
I'm just waiting for you to stop obsessing. This isn't a hangout for you, bud. Okay?
Okay.
I really don't want you here. You diss on me and then you use my chat room for your enjoyment and pleasure. Excuse me, I don't know who you think you are. Honestly, just get out of here. If you never came back, I wouldn't care. Emotional little child. Okay. We all have emotions, idiot. How do you explain that one? Just because yours are geared towards like sick fetishes doesn't make you different than me. Well, it makes you a lot different than me. You know what I'm saying? That's why Matt's gonna get back to work, son. You gotta make that money. I was saying that there's some peaceful
But don't worry, don't panic. Why go wrong? Why come here?
I don't remember.
It's alright.
I go live every time.
Don't panic.
That's why I'm not. You specifically.
But don't worry.
Fans and stuff, obviously, going to get I'm going to to come up here and stuff. I said, you guys can really take this because you can't remember if you go to the step one for God. You should just get all back. You got all back. Get all back. It's wrong. There's nothing.
Welcome once again to Leto's Law. Here's Steve Leto.
I got a note the other day from Scott Bullock at the Institute for Justice. Institute for Justice, of course, an organization that fights for constitutional rights in America on behalf of people who've had their rights trampled. And he says, Steve, yesterday, the Associated Press published a blockbuster investigation that reveals for the first time how the U.S. Border Patrol and other federal law enforcement agencies are using an extensive network of license plate reader cameras to monitor the travel of millions of Americans, then asking law enforcement, local law enforcement, to stop those travelers based on what the agencies consider suspicious travel patterns. Suspicious travel patterns. The mass surveillance, which has become far, far removed from the simple border enforcement, would not have come to light without IG's case representing an innocent motorist named Alec Schott and the information that they've uncovered while fighting for his rights. The story about Alec is he was driving home to Houston on a work trip when a county sheriff's deputy pulled him over for drifting between lanes. Now, He's got a dash cam on his truck that shows that he didn't do that. But the deputy aggressively interrogated him, and when he wouldn't consent to a search of his truck, the deputy called in a drug-sniffing dog, which they say alerted. The dog alerted. Now, there were no drugs in the vehicle. Deputies tore through his truck, found nothing, and sent him home with thousands of dollars of damage to his vehicle. And I've mentioned this before. A lot of people don't realize this. Is that if they search your house, or they search your home, they don't just open up doors and look inside and go, oh, I don't see anything. They'll tear stuff apart looking for stuff. And if they don't find it, they go, well, we were just looking for something. We didn't find it. So when the IJ took this case, they knew it was going to be an important challenge to the many illegal stops where officers fish for cash to seize based on hunches. But as the IJ attorney representing Alec told the AP, what we found is something much larger, a system of mass surveillance that threatens people's freedom of movement. Border Patrol agents had tracked Alec as he drove to a hotel 80 miles from the border, tracked him the next day as he met with a client, then tracked him as he drove home. They then passed that information to local deputies. And what's happening is this. There are networks, of course, of automated license plate readers, many hidden in innocuous places along the highway. They take photos of license plates and sometimes drivers' faces as you go about your daily life. An algorithm uses that data to determine what law enforcement calls patterns of life. The algorithm then flags anomalies, things as common as driving on a back road or making a quick trip to a town near the border, which officers then pass to law enforcement, often informally through things like WhatsApp messages. Local officers find or make up pretexts to stop the cars flagged by the feds. As detailed in the article, those stops can lead to searches, the seizure and forfeiture of cash or vehicles, and arrests of innocent people. The AP characterizes the agency's surveillance role as akin to a domestic intelligence operation. Once limited to policing the nation's boundaries, Border Patrol has built a surveillance system stretching into the country's interior that can monitor ordinary Americans' daily actions and connections for anomalies instead of simply targeting wanted suspects. We've talked about this before, about how Border Patrol says, well, we don't just watch the border, because the border is a line, and if you took geometry in school, you know, a line is very, very, very narrow, very, very narrow. So if you live near a border, Border Patrol says, well, we are allowed to operate inside the border also because, you know, Border Patrol. And so if you live in Michigan like I do, and you go to Detroit, well, right across the river, the Detroit River, Windsor, Canada. So if you're in Detroit, you're near the border. And I go to Detroit quite a bit. I see shows down there all the time. And likewise, if you run over to Port Huron, well, Sarnia is right across the river. Or you go to the Sault Ste. Marie, right across the river, Sault Ste. Marie. There, it's the same name on both sides. One side's Canada, one side's the U.S. So the key that enabled the Institute for Justice and the AP reporters to tie Alex Stop the Border Patrol surveillance system was a WhatsApp chat with federal agents and the deputy who stopped Alec. The deputy deleted the chat from his phone, but with the help of a forensic technician, IJ was able to recover the messages. They're part of the case's public record because IJ successfully fought the government's attempt to keep everything secret at the start of the case. Think about that. Law enforcement agencies are communicating as they do their jobs. And then when asked, can we see those communications? Oh, no, we deleted them. Oh, okay. So the article published by the AP focuses on the Border Patrol and related agencies. This type of mass surveillance has grown to encompass all levels of law enforcement in America. More than 6,000 cities nationwide use automated license plate reader cameras, often combined with increasingly powerful artificial intelligence. That means that whether you are driving on a highway or just through your hometown, there's a good chance the government is tracking your movements. IJ is fighting back against warrantless surveillance and demanding that constitutional standards be followed through cases like Alex, the lawsuit they also have in Norfolk, Virginia, there where they use license plate readers to track drivers, and also recently launched a plate privacy project that IJ did, where they're challenging the government's arbitrary power to surveil the entire driving public. Because everybody's under surveillance now. You get surveilled. You get surveilled. Millions of Americans will soon take the nation's roads and highways to celebrate Thanksgiving with their loved ones. Many of those Americans will be caught in the surveillance dragnet, their movements uploaded to databases that law enforcement of all kinds can access with little to no judicial oversight. So you're driving someplace you don't normally drive because you're going to your relatives who you see once a year. Ooh, something unusual about their driving pattern. They've never done that before, well, at least not in recent memory. So Scott ends by saying, this is not the America we want. It's not the America our founders envisioned when they wrote into the Bill of Rights the right to be secure against unreasonable searches and seizures. So Scott would like to thank you for the support that enables the IJ to take on these big fights and expose even bigger fights against threats to our Constitution. So Scott Bullock is the President and Chief Counsel at the Institute for Justice. I attended one of their retreats a couple of years ago, and I spent time with Scott and other attorneys and other people on their staff there. They're wonderful people, but they are fighting the good fight. And what they're doing by taking on cases like Alex is litigation that can be expensive and that more often than not involves so much hassle that a lot of attorneys wouldn't take these cases and a lot of litigants wouldn't want to pursue them. But when somebody's got a really, really good case like this, and it's extremely important in the big picture, the Institute for Justice will get involved. So I got to tell you, the Institute for Justice is a non-profit organization. They exist solely through the generosity of people who support them. I urge you to support them. Now, if you can support them financially, that's great. If you can't support them financially, support them with moral support, meaning that go to their website, bookmark their website, visit their website, read what they put up. If nothing else, educate yourself. Tell your friends. Pass the stories along to other people. But you can also sign up for their newsletter. And the press release I just read to you from is a newsletter that got sent out. A lot of people have sent this to me and said, Steve, have you seen the most recent story from the IJ? Yes, I have. Thank you very much. But please, please, always tip me off to anything you think you see that I should know about. But I, of course, subscribe to their newsletter as well. And so they are doing great work. Many of their cases are fantastic and important, and nobody else would be doing this if not for them. So I can't sing their praises loud enough, but I would encourage you to support them financially, morally, whatever it might be. But if nothing else, go to ij.org, just ij.org, and bookmark the page, visit it, subscribe to their newsletter if you can. Financial support's good too. Questions or comments, put them below. Let's talk to you later. Bye-bye.
I've got, the faggot king here, Richard, to tell me about faggots. You've got, like, starting now, because this is a cookery program, you see. You've got 30 seconds to explain to me all about faggots, all about black country cooking, right, without mentioning the word black country once. That should get him going, shouldn't it?
That should be very exciting. There we go. Yes, well, I'll try that now. Here in the area, as I say, we're very famous for our faggots and peas, and in this particular area of the black country,
is that a red coat meeting going on with Telly and the Jagoff character? They're having a red coat meeting. FellowMon's tuned in. He's all getting the DL.
The faggots and peas are as though like Yorkshire pudding is to Yorkshire.
You're going to have to decode this. Are they actually talking about code like a gay parade might be like an invasion? The peas and carrots are the innocent people or something?
We're very proud of the traditional black country food of faggots and peas.
Right. Faggots and peas, as created by the king, are precisely that. They are wonderful, wonderful things. And they're so wonderful that I'm going to have a little taste of them, if I may. You always have. I mean, every typical faggot manufacturer and faggot eater always, of course, wears a silk bow tie, a neatly double-breasted blazer, stuff like that, because it's traditional. It's like stage tradition here. Thank you very much indeed.
Oh, I think this is a prelude to the Nick Cook retirement band with the LARPites on backup.
Ouch!
It's a promo video, yeah.
Lil Rihanna for the people.
Bitch better have my money.
Y'all should know me well enough.
Bitch better have my money.
Don't call me on my bluff.
Pay me what you owe me.
All in bigger than a brown.
Bitch better have my money.
Y'all think I'm frontin' on like blah, blah, blah. Hey, put that BS out on me to buy the shot. Kamikaze, if you think you're gonna knock me off the top. Shit, you ain't been I see that my friend is on me. Don't act like you my guy. I'm coming like blah, blah, blah. Baby, what you only don't act like you my guy. Hey, bitch, better have my money.
Well, that was a preview of the new song from the Nick Cook retirement home band with the LARPites on backup. We'll come back to that some other time. Let's see what this is over here on this channel.
Hi, this is Joe Navarro, and welcome back to People Watching. A few days ago, Spidey and I took a look at the old John Benet Ramsey case. And it was a reminder to me, and certainly after I received numerous emails of things that investigators need to think about. And so I'm going to share this with you. I have no idea what happened in that case, but an investigator needs to think this way. It's a very procedural way, but I think it's very useful. When I came into the realm of behavioral analysis, this is what I was taught, and so I'm going to share it with you. Number one, when we look at a case and there's a victim, we have to ask ourselves, was this a high-risk victim or a low-risk victim? And if it's a low-risk victim, they live in a protected neighborhood, or there's TV cameras, or there are guards, whatever. How did they go from being low risk to high risk? Now, oftentimes that can occur because, as I had in one case in Tampa, a woman ran out of cigarettes. She lived in a low risk neighborhood, but went out to get a pack of cigarettes, and while walking, she was assaulted. So there are ways to go from low risk to high risk. But that's a question that needs to be asked. And also, did a predator suddenly move into the neighborhood, or a sexual abuser move into the neighborhood? So you can go from low risk, high risk in those situations. The second thing I was taught is that an investigator must account for all behavior and all time. Now think about that for a minute. We have to account for all the behavior, of course, of the victim. And this is in part what we call the study of victimology. Who is this person? How did they live their lives? And so forth. But what were the events that led up to their demise? So as an investigator, I want to ask questions about everything that led up to, during, and after. So there's a beginning, a pre-event, event, and post-event behaviors. When we look at it that way, so we ask first, what was the victim doing before their demise? What could have taken place during, let's say, an assault? And then what happens to the body as it decomposes? It gets cold, the blood tends to settle, so we have postmortem lividity, changing of the color of the skin, temperature changes, and so forth. So there are, in essence, post-event behaviors. Now we look at the suspects. Whoever those suspects may be, we look at pre-event, event, and post-event behaviors.
Is this kind of a deflection tactic to not have to talk about, let's say, the real suspects? Only a couple minutes left of this.
But we also have to account for all time. And so when we are looking at an individual or individuals, such as when you're dealing with a gang, you have to account for what were they doing, but at what time were they doing it? And leading up to the established time of death, what could have taken place at that time. So if you have a very large man and let's say they're swinging a bat, that's a behavior that should be explained because of the laws of physics and the physicality, the weight of the item, and so forth.
You've definitely gotten to that conclusion. It was a large man with a bat and a tall, skinny guy, more than likely filming it, and had his little fun too. Sick fucks.
And
I just tell him, hey, seriously, just go give your DNA sample, try to clear yourself. Or if you did it, make sure you ask for the gas chamber. The drugs ain't what they used to be on the old. You think Monograph talks about the jibby jab, right? Yeah, no, those drugs ain't what they used to be, dude. Ask for the gas chamber. You guys aren't honorable enough to have the firing squad. So, I mean, I think that's your only option is lethal injection in Colorado. Well, gas chamber. But, yeah, no. Wow, you guys are fucked, I think, though.
A specific period in time. But then, unlike the victim, then we look at all their post-event behaviors. What did they do? Did they clean a weapon? Did they get in a car and drive away? Did they flee the country and so forth? So this is a quick reminder.
No, they went right back down. Well, if it was like 3:45 a.m., they met the next night at their fantasy club called The Church. That converted from a church into a goth club, and that's where they were meeting for drinks to celebrate. Huh, JT? You just love that fetish club, huh? Find yourself a boyfriend, you thought.
I know it's in the news. I know.
Get himself a place to stay and out of the cold and better than in jail.
It's very popular to talk about now. But anytime an investigator looks at a case, number one, do we have a low risk or high risk victim? How did they become a high risk victim? Number two, what are all the pre-event, event, and post-event behaviors, and that they must be accounted for in time and in sequence. So I hope this helps you. For those of you who are amateur investigators, thanks for following me on this channel.
Why would they put out like a public service announcement like that if they didn't want like the public to help out with the investigation? And then when you do, oh my gosh, I really got to take off. What's this? Yeah, I'm gonna blast off out of here.